DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat. Hey, what is up, mixers? Welcome back to another glorious episode of the MIXINVIXENS. My name is Emily, also known as mlNikon, and let's say hello to our other vixens, shall we? First up, we've got Jen, the TheJuiceFairy. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Emily. How
Hello,
everybody?
hello. And we've got the lovely Lumi. Hi, Lumi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
And last but certainly not least, we've got Rin. Hi, Rin. How you doing?
Hi.
Hello, hello. How was everyone's weekend?
Pretty chill. I've just been chilling here at the house, actually looking up funnies to post on Facebook. I'm just always looking for something funny for people to laugh at. I figure,
You pick the best memes sometimes.
I look for them. I
I
purposely
always
go.
enjoy it.
I have an app that does my inspirational quotes. Plus, I follow a troll on Twitter. And sometimes he'll say something and I'll think, oh, that's fantastic. And then I'll go look for something that's similar to what he said and I'll put it out there.
Nice. Yeah, my weekend was pretty chill as well. I don't think I really did anything. I did a little bit of grocery shopping and like took my dog to the dog park and normal weekend stuff. I'm pretty boring at home. I don't really do much.
Especially
at
daughter
the
came down this weekend,
cold.
so I painted again.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah, I taught her. Basically, what I've done with all my kids to make them spend time with me is that I buy them a canvas, an empty canvas, and then I say pick 5 colors, and then they pick 5 colors, and I say, okay, let's do this. And I make them sit with me and do the pour paintings, and then they get to keep it because I bought them the
Awesome.
canvas, but they pick their colors.
Cool. That sounds like fun. How about Rin and Lumi? How was your weekend?
I cut my hair.
It looks pretty. I can't believe you did that yourself. I'm pretty impressed.
It took a good while, especially trying to I couldn't find a spare mirror to line up the back, so it took a lot of me being and you just have to keep grabbing chunks and then cutting upwards on them. It's weird. It's weird cutting your own hair this short.
Oh, but it looks so fluffy. It looks so good. Look there. It's got so much body right now. It's like you took all the weight off.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I miss it because it was so pretty when it was long, but I just don't have the patience to maintain.
Yeah, I bet it takes a lot of work to maintain that long hair.
And then trying to sleep, you get stuck in places. You get stuck in your armpit and you're trying to lift your head, but your hair is stuck in your armpit.
And how about you'll have less long strands in the bottom of the tub?
Oh, I don't care about
that. How about you, Rin? Did you go bowling this weekend?
No, because I'm sick again.
Oh no.
So I did the test and it was negative, but I don't think I did it right. So
how could you fail that test of all tests? I mean, I know that I've got plenty of F's in my life, but how do you fail that test?
Because there's different ways to do it. From everyone I talked to that had it done, it sounded like they shoved it way up there. So that's what I did, but apparently you're not supposed to shove it up. It's supposed to kind of go back. So instead of going vertical, it's supposed to go horizontal.
But then the test that I took was different than the ones that they did, and you're only supposed to swab like about an inch into the nostril. And I didn't do that because everyone told me like, oh, it feels like it's touching my brain. So I was like, oh, I got to shove it up there. So that's what I did.
You did it yourself?
Yeah, because when you like number one, I don't want to go to a doctor. I figure like that's just asking for something like, okay, well, you're not sick now, but now you're around all these people that are sick. Yeah. So I'm like, no. So I did like, you just drive up to the pharmacy. They tell you how to do it, but it's like very basic instructions. And then you do it there, and then there's a little drop off outside, and you drop it in, and they test it.
I thought once you got it though, it was really rare to get it again because like your body builds up antibodies for it.
Well, I don't know that I've ever had it. I've never been tested.
Oh, okay.
So, and you can get it again. It just won't be as severe, but you can definitely get it again. Just like the flu. I mean, people get the flu all the time. I'm not saying I have it. I have all the symptoms except
you
for
just
fever.
Have yeah.
Yeah. I when I went to the doctor for the test, it was drive-through. So the doctors don't even let you in if you're coming in for a test. You just park outside in your car, and they come out with the little thing and shove it up your nose and drive off. So
yeah, and like they said, there's different strains too. So
oh, great.
Yeah. But I have another one in the mail coming, so like if I still feel apt to do it when it comes, I might do it again, but I don't know. I'm just staying away from everyone because I mean I'm sick to some degree, so
right. It doesn't matter what you have. If you're sick, you should stay away from people anyway, you know?
Yeah.
So all right, let's talk mixing, guys. As you can see in the corner there, the profile, I was super excited about this week. It's like a ladyfinger cake with berries in it and a bunch of cream. Did you guys have fun mixing this?
I did, and I fairy-fied the hell out of it.
Did you? Of course. All right.
I'm having more fun vaping it than I did mixing it.
I was a little pissed off at it because it was just more flavors that I wanted to, like, I didn't want to grab that many flavors off my shelf. I like really simple, easy recipes, but I just kept being like, oh, this has to be in there. This has to be in there. And it's still not like the large recipe, but it was more than I wanted to put in a recipe.
Mine was really interesting because right away when I saw it, like I had something in my head of what I wanted to use, and so I used it. But like the first couple days, it just was wrong. Like it was okay, but like it was too dark. I'm like, I'm gonna have to make another couple versions, like whatever. I'll just, I'll do that in a couple days or whatever. But like after 4 or 5 days of steeping, it just completely transformed into exactly what I had in my head of what I wanted it to taste like. And it's amazing.
Show off.
It's awesome. I love it when mixes do that. The thing is, that's what you do. That's what happens sometimes with steeping, Lumi. But you're not a big steeper, are you?
Yeah, I mixed mine last night and then realized it wasn't good enough shake and vape, so I just mixed another version until it was shake and vape.
That was a shake and vape. Yeah, see, no.
Mine is not a shake and vape.
Neither is mine.
Things don't last long enough to be steeped.
You got to make them. See, I make myself.
Like I have so much juice laying around that I can steep stuff, Yeah,
I always mix more than I can vape in a week, every week. And so I have, juice in a cabinet that's like, ready.
I have a rotation as well.
I mean, I have Bayless. Let's be honest. I always have Bayless, but if I make something that's like delightful, I'm vaping it. I'm not waiting. I'm vaping it.
All right. Yeah, but it could be even more delightful in a few days.
Yeah, fuck that. Like, I have this much Bayless right next to me. Like, come on.
All right. Whatever, man. You do you.
So why don't you tell us what you made, Lumi?
I'm trying to wick an RDA. I could pull it up. Hold on. Okay.
I got her off guard. She's like, I'm trying to wake an RDA, goddamn.
Well, I gotta do the husband stuff. But I have it up, so we're good. Okay, so for lady fingers, I use Angel Cake Super Concentrate Wonder Flavors at 0.72, Fluffy White Cake Super concentrate wonder flavor is 1.78. Fucking stupid numbers, you guys think. Graham cracker flavor 0.86, and that's my lady fingers. And then we got what else did I do? For the fruits, we did blackberry VSO 0.63, blueberry VSO 2.98, boysenberry raspberry super concentrate wonder flavors 0.17, and then for like the creamy yumminess, 1-on-1 whipped cream, of course, 0.88, vanilla custard cheesecake for that buttercream frosting at 1.64.
Nice. This looks really good. I like the idea of mixing graham cracker with the white and angel cake.
And I like the fact that you said it was a shake and vape. So this is something
Yes.
that seems dark though.
I bet you give it a few, make yourself, give it a few days.
Just vape
Save
dayless
yourself a little bit and just try it in a few days. I bet it's going to be even better. That looks good, Lumi.
But yeah, this is the V2. For the V2, what I ended up doing, and this is my preference, people that aren't sensitive to fruits will have to change this. I lowered my fruits, so people will look at this and be like, oh, why are you using VSO fruit flavors so low? I'm sensitive to it. I actually lowered them even further from the old recipe, and I upped the cake flavor to make it more of a shake and vape. And that cream cheese or the vanilla custard cheesecake with the whipped cream made that really nice mouthfeel creaminess.
That 1-on-1 whipped cream is so dang good.
I'm loving it.
So is the vanilla custard cheesecake. I use that in mine as well. Because I'm like, yeah, that looks like a cream cheese frosting. I'm going to do that.
Do it.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing, Lumi. That looks good.
All right.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go
I
next.
don't mind. You want to go, Rin?
Yeah, I'll go. So I wanted to use the classic sponge cake by mlNikon because I don't think I had used it yet. So I used that as, because like I know they're lady fingers, but I didn't feel like doing that. So to me, they kind of look like a Twinkie-ish type thing, like a yellow sponge cake. So that's where I went with it.
Sure.
I used it at 0.8%. Then I paired it with strawberry cheesecake from Wonder Flavors at 1%, because I figured the strawberry will add to like the berry notes, and the cheesecake will give the creams a nice flavor. I added 0.3% of Flavora cream and 0.5% of the 1-on-1 whipped cream because it's my favorite. And then to add more of the berry note, and I don't know why I don't use this flavor more, I just forget I have it, but I use Jammy Berry by Flavora at 0.2%.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
I forget I have that one all the time too, and it's so good.
Yeah. I really like it though. It turned out well. I do recommend a couple days of sitting because the cake comes out a little bit more, and for me, Jammy Berry is very strong to me. I don't know why. I actually had to lower it a little bit. But yeah, I like it.
That looks good too. Looks very cream and fruit forward.
What do you think? Like 3 days worth of steep?
Yeah. Yep.
Not
like a whole long
1-on-1 whipped cream.
Yeah, I love it. I wish I didn't like it so much, but I do.
And that classic sponge cake, it's really good too. I just got that myself, and I really enjoy it. I like how it kind of gives you the darker, like crispy edges of that of a sponge cake, but yet it's still kind of light and fluffy as well.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I really need to order that.
It's good. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't know that you get like the crispiness because it's drowned out by so much cream and the cheesecake and all that kind of stuff.
But you get enough of the cakiness though for you, right?
Yeah, it sticks out enough. It doesn't get all mushy.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that jammy berry is like, it's a great mixed berry because it's like kind of weird because it's bright and deep at the same time. Like
Yeah.
it's a really well-rounded flavor.
Yeah, I like it because it's sticky, it's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
The berries are nice and they're not floral. Because I actually went with, I think it was Vape Train Bilberry for my first batch,
Oh
and
yeah.
it was too floral. Like
Oh.
I felt like it might have been okay for like an extended steep, but I was like, I can't chance it, so I did a revamp, and I'm like, oh, I have jammy berry. Why do I never use this? So I used that instead to give more
Nice.
of the berry.
Yeah, that cream from Flavora, man. I looked for it because I wanted to use it this time, and I could not find it in my stash, but I know I have
Oh
it.
no. That's a great flavor. You stick that in anything. You got a great cream, especially mixed with the one-on-one whipped cream. I bet that's a perfect with the strawberry cheesecake. I bet that's a
Yeah.
real nice creamy mouthfeel.
I bet. I really wanted to use it. I didn't find it, so I didn't use it.
All right, it's going on my list. I'm gonna mix this up. I'm gonna mix this up. Awesome. All right, well I'll go next. I just named it mlNikon's Ladyfinger Cake because I'm original. I'm basic. I am horrible with names. But what I did is I used 1% the Sobaki Super Aroma Forest Fruits, 0.5% Sobaki Super Aroma Shortbread Biscuit because I wanted like that. It's a little bit darker and I wanted more of that like kind of crispy outside for some reason. That's what was, I told you the first couple days it was too dark. That's what was making it too dark was the shortbread biscuit. But it just transformed. It changes. And then I did 3%. My cake, most of my cake was Pure Ilum Simply Cake. I find it kind of close, similar to Flavor West Yellow Cake, actually. I mean, obviously, it's not as sweet or rich because it doesn't have, the sugar in it, but it's close and it is really good. And then for the cream, I did 2% Vape Train Sweet Cream because it's a Twinkie filling and it's delicious. And then I did 2% one-on-one vanilla custard cheesecake because, like I said, I wanted it to be a cream cheese icing. And it turned out really good. I like the forest fruits. I've been liking the forest fruits from SSA.
What do you pick up from those forest fruits compared to other forest fruits? What's the primary flavor, do you think?
It's a really good mix. I don't really pick up any one thing. My palate isn't that smart, but it's a little bit different than FA, as in it's a little bit, I think, a little bit deeper than
I,
FA.
I agree. It's got like more of a darker raspberry.
Yeah, yes, a darker raspberry because it's not like deeper as in more blackberry or more.
Or more
Um,
blueberry. It's still red. It's just a
it's still
deeper
red.
red.
It's just deeper. Yeah, and it's a little bit sweeter than FA too. Like it's got like this really nice kind of syrupy sweetness to it that I really enjoy. But yet still being natural. Like it's not candied all the way. Um
It's more like a frozen fruit. You know how
mhm,
frozen fruits are
yes.
sweeter because they've been in the freezer and then you pull them out, but it's
Yes.
not a candy. So that's what I find. So I was just
Yeah.
checking my notes compared to yours.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it sounds right up the alley that I was thinking too. So awesome.
Looks pretty good. I like the way that you went with the cheesecake, fluffy topping ish.
Yeah, I wanted it really, yeah, really. It looked really fluffy and a lot of cream. And that's kind of what I want to go for. And I didn't want like a whipped cream, although I'm sure in your guys' Ren's and Lumi's recipe, the whipped cream is amazing. But I wanted a little bit denser, I guess, more like the Twinkie filling and the cream cheese icing. So that's why I went with that, and it's really good. It's tasty.
It's tasty, it looks simple, and it
Yeah,
looks like efficient.
yeah, it's
Uh,
exactly what I envisioned in my head. I was really bummed the first few days, okay, because I'm like, man, I was looking so excited for this profile. I was looking forward to it, and And
How many
I
days
thought,
did it take?
it took about I'd say 4 days. But then it was like a switch because I tasted it every day, right? And so like the first 3 or 4 days, it tasted the same. It was too dark, and it was okay. Like it still was good, but it was just not what I wanted in my head. And then that fourth day, it just flipped the switch, and it completely changed, and it just fell into place and was exactly what I wanted.
That's perfect. I love it when that happens.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Looks
All
good.
right, Jennifer, you are last but not least.
Last but not least, whew, wait till you guys see what is getting put on that screen now. How many flavors went in this?
I'm scared.
You should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 flavors.
Wow. And not even one of them is a sweetener.
You used one more than I did.
Really?
Yeah, I used 6, 7, 8. I used 8.
Oh, well, good. Then I'm not the only one. I was feeling guilty as I made this. I was like, oh God.
I did
now-
too.
You never feel guilty for doing you because yeah, you make verified recipes, but they work. Like you know how to blend them in and make them all work without being muddy. Like
I know, but I've been trying really hard the last 6 months to make sure I make stuff for that new people will not be afraid to make. You know
I
what
know
I mean?
someone's gonna look at this and be like, screw that, I'm not making that.
On the bright side, they're all flavors that are easily accessible anywhere. So
Okay.
that's how I justified it with myself. Plus,
All right.
a lot of them are flavors you probably already have in your arsenal. So I combined the Capella vanilla cupcake and TFA. So I did
Old
the
school
TFA.
trick.
Mm-hmm. I did the TFA at 3% and Capella at 2%, so for a total of 5% cake. I did see it like Rin did, where it was more of a Twinkie than Ladyfingers. And I just, in my head, I envisioned those Twinkies cut in half and then laid across each other. But I also saw what you saw, Emily, of the cream cheese icing. So bear with me. So that's where I got those two. So I used a little bit of Joy in it. Gosh, how much Joy did I use?
0.1.
Yeah, I used a tiny bit of Joy just to give it that little bit of yeasty note in there, but I didn't want to go overboard because I didn't want to turn it into any kind of donut or anything like that. But that's okay. So then with that in mind, I'm still building my cakes as I speak. I use almond from FA to sweeten it up and give it a twist, right? That's still part of the cake. So I felt like adding more vanilla wasn't going to work for this because it's already vanilla enough. So I needed something else that was going to give it a twist. And coconut wasn't the right one for this either because I'm going to add a cheese frosting on top of it. So I used FA almond at 0.25%. For my fruit, I used Blueberry Wild from TFA at 2%. I used Shisha my primary fruit was Strawberry Ripe from TFA at 4%, backed it up with a little bit of Shisha at 1.5, and then dropped some darkness in there with Blueberry Wild. I didn't want to use Flavor West Blueberry because I didn't want a candied blueberry in there. I wanted just a little bit of blue, but I didn't want it to be blueberry. It still shows up. It's still present. Something dark is in there, but it's not actually like a present blue because if you look at the picture, there are some blueberries in there, but they're less than there are of the strawberries. So I just wanted to give it a little bit of a blueberry touch. But still at 2%, it's there. But however, with all this cake and all these creams, it isn't. I used Flavor West cheesecake at 0.5%. because I felt like between all the vanilla cupcakes, there was a lot of sweetness in there, but there wasn't enough of anything to make a frosting other than I used Flavor West cheesecake and meringue pretty much for the frosting. It's pretty much between those two, including the Joy. That also gives you the illusion of this cake having some sort of frosting in it. So let me see if I went over all my flavors. I know I went off track of the order that the flavors are in, but I wanted you guys to get an idea of where my brain was or why there's this many flavorings in there.
How many are there again? Can you count?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10.
10.
10.
10.
10.
Maybe she's counting the TFA and Cap.
No, actually, I have a picture of the recipe on my phone, and I didn't have the joy yet when I took this picture. So I keep missing the joy in the picture. However, I know it's in there because I added the joy was an afterthought. There was something missing, and the joy filled it in.
You mean, never mind, I won't go there.
Go ahead.
Well,
no, you're gonna use the zipper. Okay, got it. So,
yeah,
the recipe.
Cat vanilla cupcake as part of the frosting.
Huh?
Using cat vanilla cupcake as part of the frosting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's a lot of frosting in cat vanilla cupcake.
And the meringue, that's a good move. I bet that's good.
So I didn't want to add any additional frosting, but I wanted to add the cheesecake note with the cheesecake. And I didn't want to use a lot of cheesecake because I didn't want it to turn into a cheesecake. So that's why it's low. And Flavor West Cheesecake does a really good job to bring a cheesecake note. If you use it low, it's nothing like TFA. Do not substitute this for TFA cheesecake. Anybody out there that's new, that's trying to think, oh, can I use TFA? No. Flavor West.
No.
Flavor West. If you use something like New York cheesecake, you can keep it about the same percent. And if you use, it still won't be the same. And if you use Inawera Yes Sweet cheesecake, it's going to be a little creamier. However, I think that any one of them, because it's just part of the frosting, would work. I just find that the Flavor West cheesecake gives it the right amount of cheese without adding a lot of sweetness to it. That's my recipe, verified.
Cool. That looks good too. I'm gonna be honest though, I might never mix this.
I know, and that's why I don't do this often. And this will take anywhere between 3 to 5 days mixing.
Yeah, because the joy. Because of the joy. Like that scares me. I know it's only 0.1%, and I'm sure it's beautiful in this as the fried note or like that little bit of yeastiness. But man, I do not like joy.
I know, but you also don't like Zeppela.
True.
So I mean, you just don't like that fried note or that.
It must be it must be that FA fried note. That
I mean, let's be honest. Who really likes a jizz note in their e-liquid?
She decided to say it anyway.
Yeah, no, she zippered it for nothing. She just waited for the right moment to pounce.
You just kept going on and on and on about it. I couldn't resist.
We all knew what she was gonna say. I was just letting it slide. Okay, if she just doesn't.
I was waiting. She did not disappoint.
That's funny. Well, guys, we had a few people play along with us today. We actually had 5 people play along, so it must have been a popular profile. Other people besides me were excited about this.
I call Sam's.
Okay. All right, you want to read Sam's first?
Oh, that's not the order that they go in. I can wait. Do you want me to do Sam's right now, or
Do we have to do it in any particular order?
Okay. I'll do them in order. Well, not non-order. All right, Sam, here we go.
We'll go last to first.
We'll go last to first. Yeah.
All right. Why do Americans eat like they have free health care? Is the name of Sam's. We got classic sponge cake mlNberry at such a regular number. Come on, Sam. 3%. Ethyl vanilla at 1.5%. Huckleberry VSO, I could get behind that. 2%. Raspberry cheesecake TP. What's TP?
Toilet paper.
Puff?
Raspberry cheesecake by Toilet Paper at 3.50. No shortage there, let me tell you. Super sweet vanilla, 0.30%. Sweet and sour rhubarb, super concentrate wonder flavors, 0.75. Whipped cream 1-on-1. Ooh. At 2%, yellow cake flavor West 1%.
Attaboy. He's not afraid to use that yellow cake.
So, my opinions on this is that, first off, you need to fix your percentages a little bit. Come on.
No. His percentages are fine.
The super sweet seems to be at a tolerable number. I can get behind this. I don't know about that rhubarb, though, but I guess there is, like, fruity goo in there, so I could see that taking the fruity goo's place.
Yeah, I like the raspberry, huckleberry, and rhubarb combo, Sam. That's so different and original. I like that idea.
Looks tasty. I'd tap that.
You tap that?
Yeah, I'd tap that fire button.
Oh, jeez. The only thing is I don't have any was I right? Is it Tasty Puff, Sam? You're in chat. Yeah, it is Tasty Puff. I don't have any of their flavors.
Neither do I, and I'm not gonna buy them. So
yeah,
probably because he's on Noted now. He's like, I gotta have all the obscure.
Yeah,
flavors.
I gotta be obscure now and all elite.
Hey, I placed a chef's order today, and I didn't even order any Tasty Puffs. Nothing.
Oh, does chefs have Tasty Puff? Because I've got.
I don't know. I didn't look for it. I just went to Flavor Creative because I'm missing that, custard premium.
I'm gonna look right now, just because why not? Someone can do the next one though while I'm looking.
I'll do it. It's Darcy. We're going from bottom to top.
Chefs does not have Tasty Puff.
So I got Darcy 82, and she used mixed berries TFA at 4.50. That's a good percentage for mixed berries. Cream cheese icing LA at 1.5. Creamy sponge cake at 3% from Flavor West. Vanilla pudding Flavora 1.25. And yellow cake 1.5. She's not scared of the yellow cake either.
Girl.
It looks pretty sweet. It does look creamy. I find that this should have plenty of bakery notes, and that TFA berry mix should blend in pretty well in this. 4.5% is not bad with all those bakeries in there. It actually looks pretty tasty. It looks, I would vape this cap. I forgot to say the cap super sweet at 0.5. That probably lends itself to giving the sweetener. However, that cream cheese icing LA at 1.5% should be pretty sweet as well. Should bring the level of sweetness up along with that yellow cake. I think this is going to be a pretty desserty recipe that's going to be pretty accurate to a real dessert that you'd want to eat after dinner.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I've never, ever had berry mix by TFA, so I have no idea.
It's darker. It's definitely not like forest fruit. It's definitely a darker berries, including the strawberry. Seems pretty dark. To me, I find it to have, it's blueberry-ish forward, but it's got plenty of berry flavoring in there. It's just not a strawberry flavor, if that makes sense, kind of, sort of.
Okay.
It's not a flavor that I like on its own, but it does blend well into creams.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, and cream cheese icing is another solid choice. I just had one-on-one, so I always use that one over it. But if you don't have one-on-one, use cream cheese icing.
Yeah, and I almost used cream cheese icing. I just didn't want it that sweet. So, it's one of those flavors that if you have it, it's pretty good to have in the arsenal. It's just not. It's sometimes I look it over because sometimes I don't like flavors to be too sweet, but that's a personal preference. That's a me thing, not a vape thing.
Yeah. Nice. Very good. Good job, Darcy. Looks good. All right. I will go over the next one, which is by Amber K. She did a berry cream smothered ladyfingers. She used blueberry jam by Mullenberry at 1%, 1.5% buttercream frosting by Wonder Flavors, FA cookie at 1.25%, 1% Wonder Flavors cream filling, 1.5% raspberry syrup by SSA, 2% red raspberry by VSO, 0.5% Capella Super Sweet, and 2% of Capella yellow cake. I have not seen Capella yellow cake used in quite a while. Very interesting. And I bet it would work here with the fruits, because I find Capella yellow cake kind of has a little bit of an anise type note, or like a fruity sweetness to it. Which I bet wouldn't be out of place with this at all. Do you guys get that with cap yellow cake?
I don't know that I've tried it. I'm
I
pretty,
do.
like, faithful to my jungle flavors.
I do, but I don't find it's annoying. I like it. It's just not something I use when I mean, it blends well with fruits though. So
Yeah, so I'm thinking it would be good in a mix like this, and then backed up with a little bit of that FA cookie.
yep.
Yeah, sure. That raspberry syrup by SSA, guys. If you're looking at picking up some SSA flavors, and are wondering about raspberry syrup, it's pretty good. It's worth
At what
a buy.
percentage did you use it at?
I've only single flavor tested it so far at 2%.
Got it.
But I think I've seen people use it at like 1%, 1.5% here. So I think that's about right.
Yeah, but with all the creams and stuff she has in there and the yellow cake, it probably needed that 1.5 to be able to even show up. So
Yeah,
that's pretty good. And this looks pretty sweet to me as well. Everything I see, including mine, seem to be pretty sweet. But it is a dessert. It's supposed to be, right?
exactly. Yeah, it's as Sam says. Why do Americans eat like we have free healthcare? It's got to be sweet.
As I can.
That's right. All right, Rin, would you like to? Oh wait, did you?
Yeah, I'll do it.
You want to read Joanie's?
Yep. So we have just Jammy Cake by Joanie, 2% forest fruit flavor art, 0.5% one-on-one marshmallow vanilla, 1.5% strawberry jam by one-on-one, 0.75 sweet cream by Vape Train, 1% vanilla custard cheesecake one-on-one, 3% yellow cake V1 by Capella.
Another cap yellow cake user. Interesting.
Yep. And your cheesecake, your vanilla custard cheesecake.
Yeah, the vanilla custard cheesecake. I love that she used a mixture of forest fruit with the one-on-one strawberry jam. That looks fire. This looks really good, Joanie.
I agree. It does look very good.
It does. With the marshmallow vanilla, we haven't seen that in a mix yet tonight. That's so like fluffy, and I bet it takes that vanilla custard cheesecake and like whips it up, and like turns it into like that fluffy cream cheese icing that you see in the picture.
Yeah, and that flavor has a really nice vanilla note.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of OOOs, so I wouldn't be able to tell, but it does look by the sound of it, it sounds like
one of their gems. And yeah. So that's good. That's awesome. All right. So the next one, Lumi, it's your turn again.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it. Lumi didn't want to take a turn. She's over there messing with her hair again.
Now she's talking. She's muted.
Yeah. I'm waiting.
Screw you, Jen. You stuck with you can't even count to 10.
I didn't have the right picture in front of me. I don't want to hear it.
I mean, I have it up. I'm not good at telling people what I think about a recipe.
I got it. No, I got it. So I see angel cake from Wonder Flavors at 2%. LA cheese, cream cheese icing at 1.5. Creamy sponge cake at 3% from Flavor West. Frosting from Flavora at 1%. Raspberry cap at 3.5%. And raspberry sweet from TFA at 3%. So only thing I mean the cake looks spot on pretty good. That angel cake Wonder Flavor and that creamy sponge cake together look pretty good. That's a 5% worth of cake mix in there. The cream cheese icing, I guess she's going for the icing with that along with Flavora frosting. That's 2.5% worth of frosting blend together. So I know that I usually say recipes a little different than others because I look at how you build it. So I see that at 2.5% worth of frosting against a 5% worth of cake. And then there's about 6.5% worth of strawberry, two different raspberries. I'm sorry. There's Capellas and TFAs. So the raspberry sweet from TFA is kind of candy-ish to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the Capella is kind of like a raspberry and some sort of like a frozen raspberry. It's a little sweeter, but it's not quite a candy. So this would be, I don't know. I wonder how those two steep together against angel cake and sponge cake together at 5%. It's probably pretty balanced. It probably is not, it doesn't have more cake than fruit.
Right.
It's probably more
and
fruit than
TFA
cake.
are both a little bit on the weaker side, so.
Yeah, so she probably envisioned more fruit than cake in this. And so it's a cake, instead of it being a cake forward, it's a fruit forward mix, in my opinion. That cream cheese icing and that frosting from Flora probably makes it pretty sweet. It's probably a pretty sweet all around dessert type mix, is what I'm guessing. But I'm guessing it's pretty fruit forward.
Yeah, it looks simple but tasty, like.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice.
And some people like fruit up front and some people want cake up front,
Exactly. Yeah, I did very little of fruit. I only used the one fruit and I only used it at 1% because I wanted more of the bakery and the creams to come forward.
Right.
This is definitely more fruit, and that I bet is delicious as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Very
This one,
cool.
I mean, I guess this recipe, all the recipes I saw, I don't see anything really wrong with any of the recipes. It just depends on how they build it.
Definitely, yeah.
Anything fruit and cake is good.
True. You throw some fruit in with a cake, it's pretty much gonna be tasty.
Especially a red fruit.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, so next week our tech producer James picked the profile, and we were talking before the show trying to figure out what it is. It's like either a bagel and cream cheese or like a cronut and cream cheese, or it could be an ice cream sandwich with like a donut.
It's just cottage cheese with a bagel, guys. Go. Just load that bitch up with some cottage cheese. Add a little bit of blue cheese. Get that.
So, yeah. So, what do you see? Mix what you think it is. I think no matter what, it looks freaking delicious. And
I think I'm going to call this recipe Throat Punch James.
Yeah. But I think it'll be fun. I'll get to use some of those bready flavors, whether it be donut or croissant or So.
Oh, it could be a what do you call that? Those honey buns with cream cheese in between. 2 honey buns with cream cheese in the middle.
It could be.
There you go. I might not have to call it Throat Punch James.
I mean, if we don't call it Throat Punch James, can we at least Throat Punch James still if we're picking up the flavor?
Yeah, at least we could still throat punch him.
It's better than what we had last time.
James.
Jennifer, what'd you say it was? What are you gonna mix?
What did I say?
Yeah, what'd you say it was?
Karate
honey
chop,
bun.
James?
That's right. You said honey bun with cream cheese.
Honey bun with cream cheese.
Yeah.
Why did you want me to repeat that? That seems suspicious.
Because I am going squirrel mode, and I immediately forgot what you said. Like as soon as it went in one ear, it went out the other.
Okay, I was just making sure it wasn't suspicious.
Nothing suspicious at all. I just completely.
I'm hanging out with Lumi, and I'm used to her throwing those, underhanded karate chops.
Underhanded? I'm pretty direct.
I agree, but they're underhanded because I'm not expecting them when they come.
You got to know when you're hanging out with Lumi to expect.
Yeah, I
stuff
mean,
like
you
that.
expected this when you invited me onto the show. I'm assuming this was a general
We knew
consensus.
what we were getting ourselves into here.
No, but she seemed so quiet and nice before.
All right. Well, unless there's anything else to talk about, we could thank our sponsors and get on out of here a little early.
Sounds good to me.
Everyone's liking the donut ice cream sandwich idea. So that'll be fun to see.
Cottage cheese, blue cheese.
No one wants to do cottage cheese and bagel.
Lumi, why
Get
don't you
over
try
it.
that?
Yeah, and I'll make sure I add lumbus bread into it so I could give you a very detailed description of every single thing that I'm getting off of it.
I like lumbus bread. But
She
we'll save that for another episode. All right, guys, if you like what we do and you want to support us in a fun, tasty way, there's a couple places you can do that. First of all, is flavorjungle.com. We have a one-shot line. Or go to DIYFlavorChaser.com/MixInVixens. We have a one-shot line there as well. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat. And we would really appreciate it if you want to check us out and support us. Thank you very much. Thank you to
We
our
also
sponsor.
have our out. You always forget the dang fruit blends over. I mean the mixing
Recipe
blends over at.
packs.
Yes, the recipe packs.
The recipe packs.
I forget what it's called, and you forget to say it. Okay, between us, we might make one.
We make
one
a good
coherent
team.
person.
Recipe packs over at Bull City Flavors. It's a great way to pick up some flavors at a discount, but yet have something tasty that you know is tried and true that is good to vape. That would be awesome too. We all have that. So thank you so much to our sponsors, Flavora and Bull City. Wayne, thank you for putting us on your podcast network.
James, thank you for running the background, and chat, thank you for being here. Our viewers that aren't here right now, that come in later, thank you for watching us.
Yeah, all that in a bag of chips. Everybody have a good night. We'll see